Welcome back to another episode of the Finprov podcast. I'm your host, as always, Finton Smith. Now, if you watch it on film, I highly recommend again. It's on YouTube. If you go to the link on my Buzzsprout page, which is in the bio on my Instagram, Finpressionist, has the link right there for you, or Finton Smith on YouTube, or Finprov on YouTube. I mean, for God's sakes, it couldn't make it easier if I tried. But it's like looking at the camera when I film. It's like through the intro. I guess I could just do like just a photo and just start it when I start talking, but I never know how to. I always feel weird. It's like I'm holding a gun against my own head, telling myself it's like I'm the one being held hostage by myself, and it's like for seven or so seconds I just gotta kind of sit there, and it's like I don't make too much noise because I don't want to make noise that'll be audible. So I kind of just sit there awkwardly. It's like, in my head, it's like I'm shuffling papers, but I don't want to be physically shuffling papers. And it's like I do like some stupid like piano thing, which I usually end up doing, or like some sort of looking around like I'm nodding to people. But the only person in here is myself. So yeah, I don't know. Give me feedback. You think I look comfortable? I hope it doesn't come across on audio because I certainly don't feel natural. I kind of hate it, to be honest. But look, something I wanted to share straight away. I think we're chugging along nicely here. I don't think of this as just me. I think of it. If you listen, you're in there with me. You're part of the family. So I wanted to let you in, and well, you're part of the family. I wanted to let you in on one of the family jewels around here. If you say, every family, every friend group, you have that story, You got those stories that when you're feeling down, break the tension, or you're on the piss and you're just going and you're topping each other, and there's just that one where it doesn't matter. It's a hit. I just wanted to let you in on that in my family, I suppose, because you're part of the family. So right, picture this. This is circa, I don't know, I want to say 2008, maybe, or 2009, 2010. So I'm about 9 or 10. So you put yourself in my shoes, right? You're about 9 or 10, right? And then my brother, he had epilepsy at the time. He's a few years younger than me. He had severe epilepsy, so he used to have really bad seizures, which, is not funny, but they led to some funny moments, in retrospect, though, Stop shaking, mate. Come on. Oh, well, yeah. Mom! A few of those. But this one night in particular, right, he's having a really bad seizure. So he's about 6, right? I'm about 9 or 10. He's about 6. My sister's about 13, 14. And, and right, so the way the house was laid out at that time, in that house, it was like, it was kind of like an L shape, I suppose, layout of rooms, in terms of it was like my room to the far left, and then the room next to me was his, and then you sort of just go a few meters down the hall and to the left, and then you had adjacent rooms, my sister's, which was adjacent to my parents', right? So it's like a hallway that connects them. We're all on the same floor. And so this one mystical night, I guess Mum just had some of that mother tuition, and I guess she just sensed that something was wrong with my brother. So she gets up and she runs to him. And then that causes some commotion because we're nearby. So while she's run to my brother who's having a seizure, take care of him, me and my sister sort of wander out the rooms, and we're in the hall now, and we're kind of looking at them because you're a bit helpless in those situations, If you've ever dealt with them, you're very helpless. But we were standing there, and then Mum's telling us to get Dad, so we're yelling at Dad to get up. And then a few seconds pass, and then there he is. He jumps up, Dad, and he runs about 5 meters out, right? 5 meters out of his room, into the hallway, in the nude, runs, and then it's just like, drops. Just like a dead weight, just drops. I'm just standing there, dumbfounded. To the left of me, my younger brother is having a potentially fatal seizure, and right in front of me is my naked father, who's unconscious on the floor at my feet. Then, to top things off, if that's not bad enough, as I'm sort of shaking him, going, Dad, it's like I'm trying not... It's one of those situations where it's just you're so shocked, you don't actually know how to react. So it's like it's that awkward laughter. It's like, holy shit, did that just happen? So I'm shaking him, going, Dad, Dad, Dad. And then what starts to trickle around him? What starts to form around him? Oh, it's a puddle. Yeah, I'm looking up. It's not raining, is it? That's not got a leak or anything. It's a bit yellow. It's piss. Oh, yes, my father pissed himself at my feet. So, a few seconds pass, taking a few meters back. My sister and I are just stranded there. Do we rush to my mum, who's helping my brother with a seizure, or do we try and do we get him a towel? Do we get him a robe? Our unconscious father, who's at our feet, face down in a pool of his own piss, butt naked, pool of his own piss, and then a few seconds pass, and he wakes up, and I guess that's it's a moment where I both I guess I viewed my father as a mortal in that moment. Then he tells us, it's just a drop attack. They happen. He just got up too fast. His body, after about 10 meters, shut off functioning. But I will never forget. You ever see someone collapse? It's like one of those situations. Like, it's always funny when someone gets hurt, as long as it's not fatal. That was that situation. Just imagine you, and you're a young child, and you're just watching your own father naked, just collapse to the floor, and then piss himself. I mean, I hope it did it justice, because it's my favorite. It's such a, it's just like you view your father, you view your parents as heroes when you're younger. I didn't view him as a hero after that. No, and then he tells us, same thing happens when I wear ties. I'm like, what the what? He's like, yeah, when I put ties on, it gets too tight and I pass out. And I go, what? Yeah, no, when I wear ties, I put them around my neck, and I just can't breathe. I pass out. I'm like, okay, well, you ever think of maybe doing them a bit looser? Yeah, it still happens. So this man not only passes out when he gets out of bed too quick, but if he just puts on a tie, if he tightens it even 3/4 as tight as it could be, he passes out. So it kind of makes me feel better about passing out at hospitals. At least I'm at a hospital, not just wearing a goddamn tie. Huh? At least I can get out of bed on my own 2 feet, okay? So yeah, actually maybe being in a wheelchair wasn't so dramatic. That's in the short few episodes. In the few episodes we've been up. I think you might be picturing that I don't really understand things. I don't really get trends. I don't understand them. I seem to always be in a disagreement with them, and a few more have popped up lately. But I guess these are ones that have always been close to my heart. I've had many arguments over these things, but I am never wrong. In Irish mythology, fun fact, Fintan goes back to the sole survivor of the Great Irish Floods, who was also a shapeshifter known as the Salmon of Knowledge. The Salmon of Wisdom, I think, actually. I always thought it was knowledge, but I'm pretty sure there's a Salmon of Wisdom. So I guess that kind of tells you that it's not just me saying, I'm never wrong. It's in my blood. Read a book. It's an Irish mythology. And you know what they say about myths? They're always true. So, I'm never wrong, right? Now that we've got that, we've cleared that. There's 2 big ones, and I've been seeing a lot of evidence lately telling me that I'm in the wrong, and I think that's a load of horseshit. To be honest with you, I don't believe it. One, I'm very passionate about this. Honestly, this one seems to be the most obvious thing to me, but apparently I don't know if I'm in technically the minority, but it's certainly not 100% to 0, which it should be. And that, of course, is burgers. What goes on the bottom of a burger? Excluding the bun, obviously. So you've got the bun. What's the first thing that goes in the bottom? Is it A, the meat, or, vegan, patty, tofu, whatever you like? Is it that? We'll just say, is it the patty? Or is it the lettuce? I'll give you a few seconds. You tell me when you're done. You're right. It's the lettuce. It's of course the lettuce. How on earth could it not be the lettuce? You know what happens when you put a sizzling, juicy bit of meat, or tofu, or vegan patty, whatever. Well, you know what happens when you put something sizzling and juicy on the bottom of a bun? Oh, it makes it soggy. It makes it soggy. You ever had a wet bread? No, you haven't. Why? Because it's terrible. That's what happens when you put a juicy bit of meat on a bun. It's stupid. It's ludicrous. It's foolish. It's wrong. It should be outlawed. But you know what happens when you put a nice crisp bit of lettuce on there? Oh, what's that? It soaks up the juice. And now your lettuce is crisp, your burger's juicy, and your bun, oh, it's fresh. Apparently, that's weird. Or at least it's not 100. At least there's an argument against that. To me, that I'm flawed. I am flawed. I don't understand. My jaw hits the floor. I don't get it. It doesn't compute. It does not compute. I'm a big fan of Bob's Burgers. You ever watch that show? It's a good show. I like it. You know, it's a bit slow at the start, but it picks up in the latest season. I really enjoy it. All the way up to season 9. I think there's 12 at the moment. I'm up to season 9. I'm in the long haul, right? Oh, what do I see? Just the other day in the episode. Oh, that's right. Bob, who's living, is making burgers. The show's called Bob's Burgers, and the man puts bun, and then meat, and then lettuce on top. Well, sorry, Bob. Now I'm boycotting the show. I'm never gonna watch it again. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. Why? Bob, your shop's called Bob's Burgers. You make burgers. Your name's Bob, but you don't know that the lettuce goes in the bottom of a burger. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. You want soggy bread? Because that's how you get soggy bread. Jeez Louise, it makes me furious. It just makes me confused. I don't get it. That might be the catchphrase of this show. I don't get it, because I don't seem to get a lot. Another thing, again, seems very obvious to me. Toilet paper, huh? How you roll your toilet paper, huh? If your answer is at the front, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. That's not me. That's just science talking. It doesn't make sense. But apparently, I'm in the minority. How? Jeez Louise. How am I in the minority here? I see a lot of these, like, Facebook mums and dads putting... I can't quite remember, but it's like, mullets are bad. Something is cool. Short hair's cool. Mullets are bad. Where it's like, that's in reference to the mullet being the toilet roll facing, like, with the paper going at the back. Which doesn't make sense, because, that's clockwise. That's clockwise. You're not told that clockwise is the good way to do things? I don't get it. It's clock. Because it goes at the back. And also, when it's going at the back, you know what happens? If you use one hand and you pull at the back, more often than not, you know what's going to happen? Oh, the paper's going to rip. Oh, that's what you want. More often than not, you pull it when it's at the front, you just pull one hand and what's going to happen? Oh, it's going to spool all out. Oh, heebie-jeebies. That's going to give me that bloody heebie-jeebies. Do you want the heebie-jeebies or do you want a nice bit of toilet paper? I don't know. It's only toilet paper, so that's a bit of a hard question, huh? It's not really one with the... Oh, wait, it does. Oh, I like toilet paper. Because that's what I use to wipe my bum. I don't use heebie-jeebies to wipe my bum. That's not going to... You can have a few dingleberries with that, my friend. It's not going to do a good job. You're going to need a full-on bidet. You clean your bum with the heebie-jeebies. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm in the minority here. My brethren, those who stand side by side, TP in arms with me, you let me know. You let me know why the back is back and why the front is just a front for silly, silly people. It doesn't make sense. It's old, it's outdated, it's yuck. Just because your parents did it doesn't mean you have to do it, sweetheart. It's not politics, okay? They vote for Greens, you vote for Greens. I get it. But you want to clean... You go at the back. You go at the back. You know, that story right there, it reminds me of this time, right? It's toilet paper. I couldn't just lead off because I was too furious. I needed to cool down for a second, right? But there was this one time. Now, I think toilet stalls, public toilet stalls, no one likes them. Is that fair in saying? I don't think anyone likes them. But this one time, I was in there. I had to. I was at work and there was like an outdoor cafe and those were the ones that we used, right? It was just the public one. So I went in there. I'm standing in there, just doing my little wee, blowing my nose, playing my Clash of Clans. I'm just chilling. I'm just enjoying a little bit of Finton time, okay? Now, when you're in the toilet, right? When you're in there, you don't really want people knowing that you're in there. It's one of those situations. It's like you're not advertising that, guys. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. You don't pick up the phone and go, guys. Yeah. No, I'm sleeping. Just shitting just shitting in the public toilets. I don't care. I'm having a great time. Oh yeah. Oh, the smell. That's not that bad. Oh, it could be better. Yeah. This isn't. I'm not in the bloody Four Seasons hotel, mate. But it's all right. Yeah. Oh, come on. Funny enough, this one time, this really cool teenagers, I guess, the hip kids, the gangsters, the badasses, even though none of you are even on Yells, and you're about 5 years too young to be buying alcohol, so you're not that tough, you're not that cool, but you smoke, so congratulations. I bet your lungs are thanking you very much. They all seem to meet up in the the parent change, not even the disabled toilets, the parent change rooms toilets at said outside mall. Like, literally, 15 of them. I was going to call security, but then I was like, these kids, they're hurting enough. Like, let them have their fun, because this is depressing. That's where they got to meet up. That's where they got to be. That's when they got to be naughty. I don't know. God knows what they're doing. Of course, if I had seen a parent going in there, I would have told them. Of course, I never did. Thank God. I don't know what they were doing in there. It could have been that fun, because it's a public toilet, parents' change rooms. It's not sexy, it's not scary, it's not badass, you're not defeating the man. You're just making out and smoking durries where parents change their baby's dirty diapers. So, woohoo! The school system failed you, and I apologize for that. I certainly do. I myself did not do great. Thank God I got high enough to know that is not a good date. Now, in my own toilet at the time, I'm just minding my own business. Like I said, a 2-star raid. I was just looking for loot, so no biggies. I'm just enjoying my own time in there, a bit of Finton time. And then the disabled stall in there. What, 2 down from me? I just hear, bring. I kind of forgot what phones sound like there for a second there. But it was a phone. If that wasn't clear enough, a phone rang. A loud phone rang. Alright? And like I just said, usually that's one of those situations, oh shit. You thought your Bluetooth headphones were connected, but they weren't, or it's like shit. And you turn it off like after a few buzzers, that's quick. You hear those little sort of scurrying of the feet in the ground, and that's it. But no, this ran the full thing. Full thing went. And I'm like, that's a bit peculiar. But then again, sometimes, do they know if you hang up? They don't, but you always think, I'm certainly one of those people that thinks they do, so I try. I used to be anyway. And you sort of just let it ring out, but it's like, well, I've never been told someone's hung up on me. Oh, maybe, do they? No, they don't. Anyway, this guy goes the whole thing, right? Then, a few seconds later, it rings again. And again, the whole thing rings out. And then I'm thinking, well, now there's a million scenarios in my head. I'm finishing here. I've just been chilling for a minute. And then I'm like, this duty of care thing come over me. It's like, well, if he's in the disabled toilet, I don't know what their situation is. But then I'm putting the scenarios in my head like, what if this guy's passed out? What if he's fallen off the toilet? What if he needs a hand? Someone's calling him. He might be deaf and someone's trying to call him and he can't hear. I'm thinking of all these scenarios. Because I haven't heard a peep out of this, but I've never heard a phone ring twice. Full rings out in a public toilet. I've never heard it. Usually it's just those awkward, everyone waiting until someone uses the air dryer before just holding it. Come on. You just, come on. And then someone goes, shh, and it's just, and then you gotta wait until someone uses the tap, and then it's like, you're just waiting a second, you're like, oh, come on. Fuck, come on. And then they'll be like, shh, and it's like, oh. Those are the sounds I'm familiar with in the toilets, maybe because I'm the one making them. I've never heard a phone ring out twice in there. So then I was honestly getting close to either. I was like, there's 2 ways I can play this. If I'm going to check on this guy, because I don't want to be the weirdo checking on people in the toilets, right? So I was like, my first play is I stand up on the toilet and do a peer over, but I wasn't the one directly next to him. I was in the middle, so I'm like, there's some weird implications of someone standing over a toilet stall looking at you. So I ruled that one out. Then I was like, am I going to have to, do I knock on the door and be like, what do I say then? Do I just go like, yeah, hello? You alright in there? You know, I don't know who's in there. I don't know. Anyway, thank God, after like a minute passes, and as I'm like leaving my stall, just about to get ready to do it, I hear like, and then like the pulling up of the pants. I'm like, it might be a bloody orc in there. I don't know. There were some sounds again, more sounds I have never heard in a public toilet. But they got up, they got out, and I made sure to not leave my stall first because I was already too embarrassed that I was even thinking of going in to potentially save a man. I was far too embarrassed. I quickly pulled the door shut, hid in the toilet until I heard them leave. But, you know, my heart was in the right place. Unlike the people that name buildings, huh? Now that mall, I don't actually know what the outside of the mall was called. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know it has a name. I don't even know if it has a name. But I have seen one, and, right, it's... How would I describe this mall? I guess I would describe it as, you know, it's an indoor mall. There's shops, you know. There's food. There's foods. There's cinemas. There's retail. There's pharmacies. You know, it's a bit of a place for everything. You know, it's the place. You know, the place if you want affordable groceries. You know, there's an Aldi in there. If you want some kebabs, there's kebab in there. If you want to go to the cinemas, that's the place for it. So, you know, the smart marketing team behind it decided it needed a facelift. And with a facelift, you need a new name. And the name that they come up with, very cleverly, to describe this place, is called The Place. Yeah. The name... They came up with a big crazy name that someone probably got paid a nice chunk of money to come up with, to call this place. It's The Place. It's The Place. And then there's another one pretty close by. And again, I would describe this mall as, you know, it's pretty similar to that one. You know, it's indoors. There's shops. There's some food. You need groceries. If, you know, you need glasses. I'm pretty sure there's a Specsavers in there. Should have gone to Spec. You should have, you know. Or maybe your marketing team should have, you know, well, it's a plaza, right? I would call it a plaza. That's what I would call it. So, you know, maybe instead of going to Specsavers, your marketing team, you know, should have went to university like I did, you know, for 2 weeks. Because they came up with the name for this, it's a plaza. That's what I'd call it, you know, in its simplest form. And the name that they came up with to call this plaza it's the plaza. Yeah. It's the plaza. You know, if I'm in charge, you know, I'm calling it Funville, you know, Fun City, Bargain Center, you know, super great energy, space, you know. Again, I went for 2 weeks, so I know a thing or two, but not enough to name a place The Place and a plaza The Plaza. So, yeah, very, very well done. Now, if you're like myself, you know, I'm a young guy. I'm 22. You know, have a super successful podcast. So I guess we're not the same. But something that you know, I see quite a lot of because I guess my demographic, you know, is a lot of alpha male stuff. You know, and I consider myself, you know, a bit of an alpha. As you can probably tell by my voice, a bit of an alpha male. You know, I'm a bit of a jock. You know, I'm a bit of I'm the captain of the football team. We've got a pretty cool guy, you know. I'm pretty masculine, you know. Very, very insecure about my sexuality and my manhood and my place in the world. Yeah, that's me, you know, to a T. So get a lot of you know, the alpha male Instagram pages and, you know, those sort of videos pop up in my feeds, and you know, they always really speak. You know, I play at the gym 24/7. You know, they call me the beef. You know. Oh, I love this stuff, right? But, just joking. Gotcha. I wouldn't describe myself as gotcha. You idiots. But, apparently, a lot of people do. when they're at the gym, it's not enough to just lift weights and work out. That's whatever makes you happy. That's awesome. I'm all for it. But they're of course battling their demons. Every single one of them. You're not allowed to go to a gym if you're not battling your demons. And I guess maybe that's why I always go to the gym, and then I'll go for a few months, and then I'll quit, and a few months later I'll go back. It's maybe because I'm not battling my demons. Now the way I work out is in my backyard, just with some logs. Yeah. Yeah, my neighbour cut their trees, just left piles of logs. I just took some. I just used logs and rocks in a homemade pull-up bar. And that's how, I'm here looking like buddy Hercules. Just logs. I don't actually consider myself battling demons. To be honest, I'm either listening to Queen, a bit of Hendrix, just some nice, fun music. It's usually what I'm listening to. I'm just lifting my logs, looking at the butterflies, flicking off leeches off of said logs, and the massive horseflies and mosquitoes and slaters and those sort of things. That's bloody nature. I'm a bit of a wild man. Back to the caveman times. Hunter gatherer. But these blokes battling their demons, and a big. Not only is it enough to that's one core of them. One is the demon slayers. You've touched my power Thor, 9,000. So for that, I'm going to channel the powers of the Greek god Hercules, who you defeated the nine challenges set before him from his half-father Zeus. And through these weights, I am going to transform myself into the biggest and baddest beast the world has ever seen. They call me the Alpha Male. There's that section of the gym, but then there's the exclusive part. That's anyone. Anyone who lifts a little bit of iron and some steel is battling demons. They're in the Demon Slayer section. The exclusive, the VIP part, though, that's, of course, the 5 a.m. club. Dun, dun, dun. The 5 a.m. club. Now, the big sticking point for the 5 a.m. club is that these people get up at about 4 o'clock, eat one of the meals that they've already prepared and's been sitting in their fridge for a week. They make sure they do their face, tense in the mirror for 15 minutes, put a whole bottle of hairspray in their hair. They get to the gym for 5 a.m. and then they work out for an hour or two, then have a breakfast that they've prepared for, again, a week in advance. But the point of it is that they're not burning daylight because they're actually up before the daylight. Lifting weights, baby. They're productive citizens because they're lifting weights early in the morning. So that's kind of the 5 a.m. club. So it's like the sticking point is that they're up early. We're bloody slobs staying in bed. You were joking, but they're lifting weights. But it's like, you use the same amount of hours in the day that I do. I mosey on out of bed at about 9:30. That's when I wake up. For me, I honestly don't think the day should start till 10 a.m. That's my 2 cents. I don't think anything good happens before 10 a.m. in the day. To be honest, there's a sunset. You've seen one, you've seen them all. Like, they're cool, sure, whatever. I'm not going to wake up at 6:30 to see one. I've done 5 a.m. swim clubs. I've done 6 a.m. runs. I've done it. I've caught a plane at 4:30. Just waited at the airport for 3 hours. I didn't see the sunset. I tell you that much. Like, it's not that amazing to me, so I've done it. I'm speaking from whatever, right? But if I get up at 10, right? Let's say that's when my day starts, and you'll start at 5. I'm pretty sure you still have 24 hours in the day, which is what I have. And I'm pretty sure when I might go to bed at midnight or 1 a.m. or whatever, you're going to bed at about 8:30 or 9, to give yourself 8 or so hours of sleep. And I guess I would say that 8:30 or 9 is kind of the time that a child goes to sleep. So your whole thing is that you're an alpha male because you get up early and you're breaking. Mark Wahlberg, biggest pest of all, you're breaking down. Well, Mark, you go to bed the time that, if I had a child in year 2, they'd be going to sleep probably later than you. What's your child, Mark? You get up early, congratulations. I don't think it should be your whole personality, but that's up to you, Mr. Warburgers. You're alpha male because you get up early, but you go to the bed the same time that a year 3 child would do it? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Another thing that these guys don't understand is, and shout out Cody Co. He did a video on fitness, the fitness community doing comedy videos. I couldn't agree more. So that's shout out to him. His big point was that the hotter you are, the less funny you are. But the funnier you think you are. I couldn't agree more. Now, of course, I'm the exception. I don't think I need to tell you why. But yes, I'm the exception. So, I've never seen... This is the other day. I've never seen a video that stumped me as much as this one did. And there was this guy, and he's a very pretty boy. He's an Aussie too. Woohoo! I don't need to claim it, but he's a very pretty boy. Now, this man, I guess, isn't a male entertainer. So that's awesome. I have zero. That's whatever. But I guess he's really sort of doubled down on the attractiveness being, that's it. They're not interested in what's going on in there, because he duetted his own video. I've never seen that. I've never seen that done before. So hats off to him for being creative, I suppose. He duetted his own video, and it's not like it was funny. No, he duetted it, and in the duet version is him just sort of, he's sitting in his car, and it's just a real close up of him. He's just sort of like, he's just looking hot. He's just smiling, kind of giggling a bit. He's like, I'll do it, ready? That's exactly what it did. Even if you're only listening to that audio, I'm pretty sure you can put together what my facial expressions were, because it's the same 4 that they only know, right? The video he was watching that he himself made was a woman with her child, who we're led to believe is a single mother. She's walking her child in a hotel, and then cuts to a very pretty boy getting out of the elevator. It's him. He hops out of the elevator, and then she's like, geez Louise, that's a hot piece of ass. And then she pushes her kid behind the wall so that he can't, because he's so handsome, and she's like, I want him to be, that's my man. So she kind of hides her kid away so he doesn't know that she's a single mother. But then he's duetted that with him just looking at it, and he's like smiling and trying to look hot again. But it's like, you were the hot one who's apparently getting this single mother. You're going to be the stepdad, but now you decided that wasn't enough. You had to duet it with your own video of you watching it, just to double down on the fact you're a pretty boy. The only thing that stumps me more about all that is, I have the confidence and security to say he's a very pretty boy, very handsome. I call all my friends darlings, babes, baby cakes, sweet pie, sugar tits, plum, buttercups, darlings. I give them a kiss on the cheek, kiss on the back, kiss on the lips. I don't care. I'm very, very, very confident in myself. I'm secure. The ones that aren't secure, it's the alpha males that say it's sus. Anytime a male is a bit too friendly, they're sus. They're sus. No, they're not sus. You're just insecure. They're not sus. It's not sus to say he's handsome. It's not sus to say he's beautiful. It's not sus to give him a kiss on the cheek. It's not sus. How's it sus? I remember sus. I used sus for there was a guy who walked around my car 4 times with a hoodie and glasses on, and then when he saw me approach, he fled. That was kind of sus. But when he said my outfit was nice and offered me his hand, I didn't think that was sus. I thought that was nice. I didn't need the hand. It was a bit dirty. Well, it wasn't. He actually had gloves on. It kind of made it even more sus. But him saying my outfit was nice was very friendly. But if you say another man being friendly to another man is sus, maybe you're just a little bit insecure. Okay, so let's work on that before we work on others. Okay? Thank you for listening. I'll do the classic. You ready? Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Wow, I tried to sound like Siri, because that's another thing. The Siri voice on your videos. If you have to use, right? If you've made a video, but you have to use a generic Siri to record your audio and to talk for you, maybe, just maybe, putting it out there, maybe the video wasn't worth putting out there. Maybe it wasn't worth putting out there. If you have to get a robot to talk for you. Even worse, another trend that's lately kicking off is when it's the Siri voice, but actually, no, sorry. It's when they have the text on the screen, but the text, because the other big one is their Siri voice, or it's just a movie or a song or something, and they're sort of lip syncing the lyrics. That's one thing, right? So those are the sort of two big options. And again, if you have to use lyrics to talk for you, maybe it wasn't worth doing. What would I know? I wouldn't know anything. Maybe it wasn't worth putting out there. What's definitely not worth putting out there is when the audio is from a song or a movie, but the text you put on the screen, because apparently you can't talk in it, when that doesn't match up with what the audio is, I really don't understand that. The audio will be like, You think you want to hear me say it? You want to see me? I'm scared. I'm afraid, alright? I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could beat him. I'm scared. You want to hear me say you want to break me down? I'm afraid. I don't think I could do it. And but the text will be like, when he says that he doesn't want me to touch his bottom, and that'll. But no, actually, that makes sense. I can't even think of. They're so confusing to me. The whole concept that I can't even think of one. I can't even think of one. But I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, wow. That's how confusing that whole. I can't. All I can think of is I saw one where it was a couple standing in the mirror. And I guess I was just, as soon as I saw that the audio had nothing at all to do with the text, I guess my brain kind of just froze. And I was sitting there going, but my brain, it was just not there. It's just, guys, if you can't use your own voice, it's probably not worth making. Okay? But that concludes another episode of the Finprov podcast. Myself and the team here would like to wish you a very, very nice evening, morning, afternoon, or night, whenever you're listening to this, as it is readily available on all platforms. At any time you need a little Finton pick-me-up. Thank you for your ongoing support, and hope to see you again. Goodbye, take care, and I love you.